High Hill Knight. Welcome to my channel. This is my review of A Quiet Place. I gave the film a solid A. The story is about the Abbott family desperately trying to survive a very unique apocalypse. It seems that Earth has been overrun by these giant, vicious creatures that attack anything that causes a significant amount of sound. So whether it's someone accidentally dropping glass that shatters, or if a door opens too loudly, or if a set of boxes fall over, just about any major sound can potentially draw their attention and you could be attacked within moments. They're large, they're fast, and they seem to just be everywhere. The story starts at day 89, so we don't really know where these creatures come from. The creatures aren't even named. They're not even referred to as the creatures. This family just knows about them, and they know enough because it starts at day 89 to be quiet. And then after the title screen, it jumps to about a year later, and they're still desperately trying to hold on and survive this bizarre world. The only thing I didn't like about the movie was that it had one too many jump scares. On the one hand, I could kind of forgive it because silence is a big part of this movie. There's very, very little actual spoken dialogue. Most of the discussion is done through sign language and credits on the bottom of the screen. So when it comes to causing quick shocks, there's a lot of jump scares that kind of gets annoying after a while. But what are you going to do when there's no other noises? Pretty much any significant noise becomes a jump scare. But that's the only really major complaint. What I love about the movie is that it definitely maintains a serious sense of suspense, because we know next to nothing about the creatures, next to nothing about the world, next to nothing about how certain things have come about. There's a big question of how they're going to survive, how are they going to survive, how are they going to survive, how are they going to handle this moment and that moment and that moment. It's very scary. Plus, the mother of the group is pregnant, and as I'm sure you know, pregnancy and delivery is rarely quiet, and babies are even rarelier quiet. So even if they survive, how are they going to have this baby in a world where silence is essential to surviving? But still, it's very intense, it's very suspenseful, excellently well done. This movie is what I like to refer to as a Twilight Zone episode stretched into a feature-length film. The premise is simple, the cast is very small, the location is pretty much confined, you're giving just enough information to maintain a certain level of suspense. And because it's stretched to a feature length, if you start thinking too deeply about the movie, you'll start enjoying it less. For instance, these creatures, do they actually eat? They just sort of attack. They don't really eat the victims they attack. They just hear a sound, start attacking. And do they even sleep? Are they like sharks because they're constantly present? And the father, he has several newspaper clippings about the creatures. So you wonder, okay, did they just all appear across the world, or did they start in the United States? Because there had to be some time for them to get those newspapers out and get the word out as much as possible. And it's also very, very, very convenient that the daughter is deaf and needs a hearing aid, as well as the father somehow being a mechanical, electrical, and farming genius for the most part. So yeah, if you start thinking about it too much, you will enjoy the movie less. So as long as you just keep to the premise and keep to the suspense, it's very exciting, very nerve-wracking. I think you'll enjoy it. It knows what it wants to be. It does what it needs to do. It's a wonderful, simple, scary premise. Solid A. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, or dislike, share, and subscribe. I welcome all constructive comments in the comment section. And remember, find inspiration everywhere.